Hello everyone, B.R. Newman here with this month's Astrology Tarot forecast, consisting of this month's most relevant astrological transits, as well as a 3-card tarot spread drawn special for your astrological zodiac sign, everyone who shares your sun sign, or you could watch this for your rising sign as well. Follow this up with a trip to my website, IamHelios.com, and check out the Choose Your Own Tarot adventure, and discover where that leads you. Also, I highly recommend getting a reading with me, either tarot, astrology, or a combination of the two, to get really specific in the most useful way. Also, you may be aware I teach this stuff. Some courses are available. Some may be enrolling now, so check it out. So, Gemini, here it is, your 3-card tarot spread for the month of January 2018. You have a central theme and 2-dimensional timeline options on either side of it. So the Chariot is your central theme, and this is like a snapshot of your current situation, and it's also the means through which you can most clearly see the conditions that are present on either side of this central theme, so that you can most intelligently and wisely make the decision you need to make. So in your central theme, the Chariot means it's time for adventure. It's time to move, it's time to change, it's time to go to higher ground, not simply to avoid a mess that may occur on lower ground, but simply for the sake of elevating yourself, for the sake of empowering yourself. So this month is about empowerment through getting in touch with the truth of your being, so the truth of your existence at the core of your Chariot, the foundational truth of existence that is existing within the change, unchanged. That which witnesses the change, witnesses the adventure, but remains unchanged, remains the source, the consistent, reliable source of your power. To activate the best possibilities present here is, of course, to embrace adventure, to embrace change. Change is coming, and there are astrological forces at work this month that will direct you and gently guide your attention. So from this place of acceptance, embracing the adventure that is about to unfold, you have 2-dimensional timelines, or 2 doorways you could walk through, one of these 2. On the left side, you have the Devil card, doing things excessively, selfishly, stubbornly, and this is not necessarily a negative thing. Sometimes this is what is called for. There is such a thing as a healthy dose of selfishness for those who prioritize other people to their own detriment. The Devil card can be a breath of fresh air. It can be a kind of remedy. So it'll be up to you to determine the ways in which this is relevant to you. This is a general reading applying to everyone who shares your sun sign, so it'll take some personal reflection to determine whether or not this is appropriate. If the Devil card is not appropriate, and it is going to take some honest reflection, if it's not appropriate, you'll find that all of the opportunities that are being presented, either astrological or otherwise, are going to pass you by. You'll find yourself slowed down to a crawl, swimming against the tide. There would be red flags right away. You would feel like you are not embracing change. You're not embracing the adventure. You're sticking to your preconceived notions and, stubbornly holding to some ideal or some habit that actually is, contradictory to the opportunities that are being presented. That should be quite apparent if that's happening. On the other side, you have the 7 of Discs. All 7s in tarot are associated with Spherith number 7 Netzach on the Tree of Life, which is about the harsh kindness of God. Some call it that. So this is actually it's a temporary obstacle that's placed before you that compels you or motivates you to build up the momentum, the potential energy required to transcend that obstacle. Not for the sake of transcending it alone, but for the sake of building up strength, building character qualities that will allow you to effortlessly transcend similar obstacles in the future. Maybe even not even noticing them, not even noticing the obstacles. So that's the purpose of this tarot card. But that's the purpose of the Spherith number 7 on the Tree of Life. But as manifested through Earth, more specifically in this card, this is the shift in perspective after the experience of failure. So this is learning something. This is trying something, it not working out, and then shifting your perspective. So this is quite opposite to the Devil card. The Devil card would try something, and it wouldn't work out, but the Devil would stubbornly persist with that particular strategy. This card demonstrates much more flexibility and should be able to adapt to the changing conditions, and therefore demonstrates your willingness to accept and embrace change. So this would be the path I would clearly advise, in which case I would say, of course, you have to ask yourself and honestly reflect on the nature of your own circumstances, but I would suggest that the Devil card is not appropriate. I can say that confidently because of the context that is defined by the alternative here. The 7 of Discs is about the lesson learned. Something needs to be learned. You are going to try something, and it's not going to go as planned. But there's nothing catastrophic in that. You simply learn something, and it may be sort of the beginning of the experience of a learning curve. And so this is the path upon which you embrace all of the new information that is arising, and you begin implementing that which you learn in real time. And that is precisely what I would hope to see considering the astrological forces at play this month. In one way or another, this direct experience with trial and error, failing and learning, is going to get you in much more intimate contact with the truth of your being, the unwavering core around which all experience unfolds, the source of your power. So this reading I gave you here sets the stage. To take this further, go to my website, IamHelios.com, and take the Choose Your Own Tarot adventure. With the context defined by this tarot spread in mind, this will take you through a much more elaborate tarot reading, and ultimately a fate card, and a very specific frequency that will help you bring out the best aspects of this fate card. That should be fun. For the most useful specifics possible, of course, contact me for a reading. So let's dive right into the good stuff. You might want to write down some of these dates. January 1st through the 2nd is the full moon. Now this is happening in Cancer at 11 degrees. This means completion, this means fullness, and in Cancer this concerns the home, family, compassion, and through these forces, it can align you with your most authentic self. And then also on the 2nd, you'll have Sun in Capricorn, sextile Neptune in Pisces. This increases intuition, and it might actually send some insight through dream time. On January 3rd, you'll have Venus sextile Neptune in Pisces, and this might bring some romantic possibilities, so look out for that. When you combine the influences of Venus in Capricorn with Neptune in Pisces, you get this vast grasp on what is possible concerning matters of romantic fulfillment or sensual satisfaction being made manifest in a very tangible and practical way, so you might see this materialize before you as opportunities. So again, look out for that. On January 6th, you'll have Mercury in Sagittarius trine Uranus in Aries. So this could bring some really good news. It could bring the aha moment, some kind of epiphany. If some kind of greater level of clarity comes, start making plans, start developing strategies from this place. Also, I should add, this month is free of any retrogrades, so this is a wonderful time to start planting seeds and doing precisely as I had suggested. Start making plans, start implementing these plans, start operating actively from this place of clarity, from this new beginning, this launch pad here in January. It is a rare gift that we have the start of a new year free of any retrogrades, so please take advantage of this. It could be very fruitful, very profitable for you. Consider this fact also on January 8th, you'll have Mars in Scorpio sextile Pluto and Capricorn. This increases your powers of concentration and focus. It actually helps you to perhaps more practically and productively implement ideas, developing sustainable systems that work for you, systems that diligently operate on many dimensions in favor of the highest benefit possible for you. Then we come upon what we could call a zone of challenge between January 12th and 14th. On the 12th, you'll have Mercury conjunct Saturn in Capricorn. So both planets are in Capricorn, of course, and so this means that new information could come that could perhaps provide the incentive and the means to reevaluate your plans and shore some things up, tie some loose ends. And then on the 13th, you'll have Venus in Capricorn square Uranus in Aries. This could be where unexpected expenses come up, and this could be also a continuation of that Mercury in Capricorn conjunct Saturn in Capricorn on the 12th. Both the incentive and the means to start rethinking things, tying up some loose ends and getting really clear about everything. So it's actually an opportunity, one that offers a bit of a clue, a bit of a key or remedy here, with Venus in Capricorn sextile Chiron in Pisces, also on the 13th. Intuitively guided beautification or aesthetic alignment in favor of spiritual inspiration, beautification done with the intent to bring about new inspiration, new insights, and so on. You might find that a little can go a long way. It's probably pretty important to take advantage of that opportunity on the 13th, because on the 14th you'll have Sun in Capricorn square Uranus in Aries, and this can bring about a kind of disturbance or distraction, something that shakes you up slightly, perhaps temporarily blurring your vision, so to speak. So it's nice to have something to fall back on. On the 15th you'll have two things going on: Sun in Capricorn sextile Chiron in Pisces, and Jupiter in Scorpio sextile Pluto in Capricorn. So considering the combination of these two transits, it's pretty clearly implied that the disturbance occurring on the 14th would be slightly inconsequential and may in fact serve to the greater glory of your vision and your intent and your purpose, as these two transits do in fact bring a little more light, a little more clarity. You could attract some help. You could find yourself motivated to work hard and find that that work pans out immediately. So take advantage of that. Now that you know this is occurring, you can deliberately do so. Deliberately put some extra time aside, a little more focus, a little more energy into something, and it should go further. I suspect you will have learned something by this point, perhaps something about the quality of your own character, that will compel you to more confidently apply yourself to the task at hand, leading you into the new moon on January 16th. Now this is at about 27 degrees in Capricorn, a very powerful moon. It's conjunct Pluto and Venus, offering transformative potentials in love and money and finances, resources and sensory pleasures, etc. It's sextile Jupiter, which just brings it all to the nth degree, makes it more possible, more expansive. It's sextile Mars, bringing greater focus, attention, action, a tendency to do rather than to not do, to act rather than not act, and make something profitable, make something work, see something through rather than passively observe or drift by. It's sextile Chiron, which may compel someone to help you, to lend their hand to your cause. But lastly, it is also square Uranus, which brings about something completely unpredictable, a kind of wild card, some element of this, some edge to this new moon that you will not be able to foresee. But this may actually be to the benefit of the rest of the transits, considering how powerful they are, how numerous they are. They're likely to define the context and the setting, and this unpredictable element, you could say, may actually just be icing on the cake. It may be entirely beneficial to you, but it will be something that you don't expect. There is some element of the unexpected. If you take it on willingly and accept it and embrace it, it'll be much less likely to materialize in an abrasive or uncomfortable manner. This will lead right into Mars and Scorpio trine Chiron in Pisces on January 18th, and this could compel you to look deep within yourself for the purpose of unification, perhaps finding ways to reconcile differences between contradictory facets of your existence, seeking and hopefully finding profound meaning as a kind of common denominator between many aspects of yourself to give you purpose and focus. And then on January 24th, you'll have Mercury conjunct Pluto in Capricorn. Look for an opportunity to take action. It should be quite clear. If you are meant to take action at this time, you'll feel it. So act on that. Present something, launch something, start implementing something. Follow your heart, be cautious, but don't overthink things. In any case, it's likely to be a very powerful period. On January 25th, you'll have Mercury in Capricorn sextile Jupiter in Scorpio. If you want your voice, your message, your vision to be clearly heard and seen and understood, this is the time to speak. Communicating very clearly on this date can help tremendously the nature of these next few transits, most notably Mercury in Capricorn square Uranus in Aries.